All right, so I was supposed to do a video on money. And I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about, but we're gonna find an idea and talk about it. Um, Now that we got the other stuff out of the way, so let's talk about money. Okay, let's talk about opportunities. Right? What are opportunities to make money? Now, a very popular book is The Richest Man in Babylon, which was apparently published in 1934, and it's been edited to make it look new with like a better cover and all that, but it's still the same original book, or supposed to be, should be, right? I don't know. Anyways, so you can get that. It's by George S. Clayton. Now I've given it a negative review as per earlier. I think it was about a couple of weeks ago that I gave it a bad review. I said if you want to scam people or if you want to hoard money or both, pretty much both, then you should read that book. Am I changing my stance today? Absolutely not. I am not gonna change my stance, but I will go over the book because I think it matters. You gotta give a little bit of content on. Now, look, you don't have to follow everything I say, but I can tell you about things I've read, right? Now, why not? Why not give you my review? I've actually read that book a few times, so I can give you my review on it. So first of all, the whole idea is that you get paid a certain amount. Now, it doesn't matter where you start from because they have stories of men who lost everything. So honestly, like some of the stuff is so ridiculous. Like it tells you that, it teaches you through stories. And all the stories take place in and around Babylon, ancient city of Babylon. We're supposed to be city of wealth and all that. So what would happen is that, for example, there'd be a guy, he had some money, his dad gave him quite a bit of coin, and he had a friend who had quite a bit of coin, and they followed a guy who was really sketchy, and they invested money in him, and they lost all their money. And when they lose their money, they pretty much go in debt, and in Babylon, when you go in debt, you become a slave, literally. So it was about how he messed up, went into slavery, and brought himself back out and eventually into wealth. And the way he did it was that apparently he had a knack with baking. His slave owner put him in charge of baking loaves of bread and things like that in a bakery. And he was so good and he was selling so many loaves that he made a deal with the slave owner saying that, give me a percentage, like give me 10% of whatever. And he was earning. Now, the whole idea is that, like, it's kind of ridiculous. It's like the gold is alive and it's like the coins they get are alive and they're like people and children. They're like, adults or grand adults and children. And the whole idea is that you save a certain percent. I think it's 10% they tell you to save. And all the money you earn to save 10% of it regardless. And then they tell you invest when you have knowledge and you know what you're talking about and things like that. Or somebody is worth investing in. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? No, not for me. Not for me. Now, if you want it to be for you, go ahead, read it and do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to hold it against you. And there's going to be no difference between how me and you are now and how me and you would be at that point. Okay, so we started with that. I have no more to talk about that book, to be honest. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so let's talk about opportunities to make money. So I've talked about stocks. Stocks is one. The lottery is one. The lottery is definitely a way to make money. I mean, you got one in about 10 million chances, but you'll become a millionaire if you win. But you're gonna be 1 out of 10 million. There's no actual work that goes into lotto. It's just luck. It's a very small amount of luck. You can go to casinos. You can bet on sports. You can get a job. All right, so the most common way and opportunity that people make money in this world is by specialization. So you go to university or you learn some kind of skill and you get good at it and then you have a service. And when you become enough of an expert, you grow your own business and then later on you can grow and whatnot. Now in today's world, things move fast enough that you can start at age 25 and you can be like ahead of a multinational corporation at the age of 55 in 30 years. Typically, now I'm not including schooling or training because that would be between 18 and 25. But I mean, even if you start at entry level, if you start anything and you're good at it, within 5 years, you'll be at a senior position or a management type of position. Another 5 years, you might open your own small business. In another 5 years, you would increase your small business. And eventually, when you get to 55, you would have a full out business. Things move very fast in the world today. Okay, they move very fast. Just be wary of what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, just be a little bit wary. Know who to trust and know who to trust less. But at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. What do you like? What do you want? What kind of opportunity fits you? Man, there's 100 opportunities out there. I'm not telling you anything new here. You know all this stuff. And you got to choose what your direction is. For me, I'll be honest with you, I don't live for money. Money is a priority to me, but I don't live for money. I'm not alive for my bank account or the number of dollars that I'm going to have. And I'm not trying to put money down. As I said, it's a priority, but that's not what I'm living for. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that are important to me, and there's some things that are more important to me than a dollar amount. But like I said, it doesn't take away from the fact that money is a priority for me. And it is something that I consider almost like a part of myself. It's just something that I do. Yeah, I mean, we can all be some kind of basic caveman prints of ourselves, like some primitive print of ourselves. And when the world changes and moves, we find that we change and move in certain ways, right? So that's what it is. I'm not gonna say money making is in my blood, but I would say money making is in my mind. Anyways, I'm done. Good afternoon again.